Best high flyers.
My top 5 high flyers.
Top 5 high flyers.
My top 5 high flyers. Right.
High flyers.
My number 2. A bit of a dangerous guy. He tends to land on people horribly. Swanton man himself, Jeff Hardy. He had to be there for the high flyer because if we had a category for the greatest stuntman, he'd be up there. Well, not number 1, but he'd be up there because that ladder dive when he climbed up on top of the ladder, that super ladder, that made it look like there's a ladder in the ring up, but it was just so massive, and he just does his pose, jumps off and go, I don't care. He did a dive off onto Bubba Ray Dudley where he lands on the table, comes around and lands on his tailbone. I mean, I know there's more to it than just stunt work, but it's Twist of Fate. No one had, not the Twist of Fate, the Swanton. No one had that. The one when he runs up on the rope, jumps off and does his twirl and land back, hits the people in the head because he's quite crazy, but his ability to just fly around the ring. And I should have a lot more luchador on this, but I'm sticking with the non-traditional high flyers. But yeah, Jeff Hardy, my number 2.
He wasn't purely a high flyer, but he's definitely a high flyer, and that's Rob Van Dam the whole effing show, because this guy was an unknown to me. Now, he's replaced Jeff Hardy for me, and it's because of that rivalry they had during the Invasion era. I was always a Jeff Hardy fan, like so many people are, and I was very much like, oh, who's this Rob Van Dam guy? It's sacrilege, I know, but I was never that into ECW. I've gone back and watched more of it since discovering Rob Van Dam, of course, and I get why there was hype for ECW now. Mostly. It's not perfect. But yeah, Rob Van Dam and that finisher of his variety of moves like that, you know, that bloody leg drop he used to do off the apron onto the barricade with people hanging over was brutal. Rolling Thunder, the Van Terminator, and of course the 5-star frog splash. This guy was literally a human Swiss Army knife when it comes to the high flying game.
Next up, gotta go with someone very close to Ray that even inspired one of his very first title reign, and that's Eddie Guerrero. Now, Eddie Guerrero can be seen as a technical wrestler as well, but like, you know, he's also a high-flying wrestler. His work in ECW and WCW are a testament to that. His work in the Cruiserweight division is a testament to that. And when he came to WWE, that was really his style before he switched into a bit more of a technical style. So, but those matches that he's had, especially the ones in WCW, are some of the greatest like high-flying matches that you're gonna find anywhere. Even crazy stuff versus Psychosis in ECW, like Eddie Guerrero. You know, I couldn't make a list like this without putting him on it.
In at number 2, it's the King, and I didn't think he would be number 2. He would have been number 1, but there's a new number 1 in town, Rey Mysterio. I'm gonna go more for Rey Mysterio Jr. if I'm honest, because as much as I've never not liked Rey, WWE have not given me the Rey Mysterio of old. Rey Mysterio Jr., the star of WCW. You know, everyone wanted Jeff versus Rey in a fantasy booking world because of who these guys were, and Rey just done everything and showed you that it doesn't always have to be just on the ropes, it could be in between the ropes. He just found a different way to be that highlight reel at all given times, and yeah, I would have always said greatest high flyer of all times.
Okay, every now and again you used to see Shawn pull out these moves, whether it was off the top rope to the table, whether it was flying over the top rope or through the middle ropes, but he's the kind of person that really got me into the higher flying side of wrestling, especially going back to his rocker days. So definitely got to mention HBK.